here, the Scrapbooking photographer. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you the latest travel journal I've made. Now last year you may have seen the video where I made a paper one for Creativity Online, and I'll link that video below so that you can have a look if you haven't seen it. But this is a step up into a hardcover journal with one fat signature in the middle, ideal for travelling, and I'll show you through it. It's the result of several ideas blended together. So back in January, I went to the New Zealand Collective Junk Journal group on Facebook and asked the ladies for a little bit of help in design. Got lots and lots of suggestions which were all really helpful, and this is the result once I mishmashed everything together. So the inspiration is for a very good friend who's travelling to Germany. So I wanted to include German ephemera and papers and that sort of thing. So I went to Etsy and I have got some vintage German ephemera from Very Pair, some documents from Louise Heinzel, some World Traveller papers from My Porch Prints, and vintage mats from Secret Helper. And there's also postcards from Germany in here from Paper Doll Digital. So on Etsy you can basically find anything you want, but even more special is this journey tag on the front as part of the topper, which was made by a very good friend of mine, Mel, in Tasmania. So Mel Walkden is Mel W Scrapping. So I'll link her below and you can check out her channel. But we have a swap program and this is one that Mel sent me. So it's really good to see it being used. So I've also used some old things out of my scrapbooking stash, some chocolate box corrugated cardboard, and embossed some other stuff under here. And you'll see around the outside where there are little pieces of German text out of some pages that I got from somebody online. So the cheesecloth roses are starting to settle now, and the St. Christopher. I've added this little piece of wood here just to indicate the closure, really, to help that along. So if we open it up, I'll show you the inside. So on the inside cover we've got a series of pockets. Now I purposely have left these empty. I know a lot of journals come with lots of things in the pockets, but Manda, who this book is for, is very artistic and very clever herself, and she will enjoy making things to put in here or storing tickets and brochures and that sort of thing in here. So pulling this down, we've got an extra little pocket in here with a tag. And that's all I've added for her. Enjoy the journey on here, and I've brought in a little bit of the fabric from the front cover just to blend it in onto the inside. On the back of the hardcover I have put a little concertina envelope made out of some cardstock and collaged the front pocket with some German documentation, and that's just really for her to be able to add little bits of brochures and memorabilia and things that she picks up along the way on her travels. And a little string tie there, and also included a little piece of the cover material on there too, and stitched it all together so it's not going to fall apart, and it just brings a little bit of that colouring in here too. So the signature itself I have made to come out. So if we go to the middle, and the elastic will just hold it in place, but this is the part that she can take away with her rather than the whole bulk of the cover. So I'll pop that to one side and we'll just have a look at this for now. So I've used the same lettering to put the numbers of the year here and the same embossing on the back paper and stitched it on so it's not going to come off. Then on the back for the cover I've used a brown paper bag that's been scrunched up, spread out, straightened as much as we can, and then glued to the fabric and stitched all around the outside. So inside the front cover we've got this little journaling spot. So the card comes out and there's room to write on the back, and then this opens up to reveal a little pad of a variety of papers for writing. And these I've made just for little bookmarks to go in if she wants to perhaps put a mark somewhere where she's up to in her journaling on the way round. So that just closes up with the card holding it all together, and then the plane just hooks it in there. Okay, so there's a little bit of room for detail here, but I've basically left it to her to be able to fill in all of that kind of stuff. This envelope is from Trade Me, where I picked it up a few weeks ago. It's a genuine German envelope with German postmarks and that kind of thing. And inside, I've just put a few little tickets and a couple of tabs. Now on the back of the tabs, I've popped some double-sided tape. So all they need to do is really be folded and stuck on the edge of a page if she wants to section anything off. So I'll put them in upside down when I put them into the envelope, so that when it's closed, she can see them there. Now this side has some more little pieces. This was made by a lady I know in Australia, Sharon Bishop, and she's also in the same swap group as Mel. So it's really nice to be able to use some of these things so effectively and give them away to other deserving people. So I'll pop that all together, just some little places to journal. Whoops, put the steampunk binoculars on the right way. And this goes over the top there. Now on this page I have glued some very nice lace from a memorabilia shop in Christchurch, in Leeston actually, and attached it to some vellum, and then buttonhole stitched around the outside to make sure it all stays together. And in here I have another swap from Sharon Bishop and some digital prints, and this is from a masterboard that I made from leftover German text things that I had left at the end of making the journal, and I've purposely left it without a focal point. I know you could pretty it up a lot, but as I said earlier, Lynda is particularly artistic herself, and I'm sure she will enjoy adding something that she finds on her travels or something that's special to her on the front there, and she'll know what to do to finish that off. So I'll leave that the way it is, and there's room to journal on the back. On here I've left the back of the library card blank, and these are library cards from Kate Stevens at Pixie K Designs, and a little stamp there. The crochet is there because I liked it, but also Lynda does a lot of crochet, so I'm sure she'll appreciate that being included. And another St. Christopher, so that this one stays home, and this one goes with her to help keep her safe. Okay, so we've got some maps printed here, and this comes apart, but rather than take it apart, I'll just eke this out and show you the double-sided journaling box, and that just slips back in there. Another little tuck spot here with some suitcases and some more tags to be finished off with the writing space on the back. An avocado dyed doily, and I have tried to leave room just for writing, and you can actually write on this. It's an old wallpaper, but it's light enough to be able to write on top of. There's a little cross there, and on the other side is a little tag with some planes, and again some little journaling spots there. So this is a German page from a book. I have no idea what it says, so hopefully it's polite. And there's some glitter paste put there through a stencil. And on the other side, I've added a little bit of vellum there, mainly because the pocket that I added didn't quite line up, so I've tried to disguise that a bit. And some more tags there to write on and finish off. And these flowers are made out of the German text as well from the pages. And there's a video I've recently done on making these, so I'll link that below as well. There's a little bit more of a map there, and on this side, this is the original inside cover of this book, which I managed to salvage and include in its map with countries and things. So yeah, so she can perhaps mark where they go. Then we've got a little belly band holding in a very small pad of different papers that she can write on. And that just slips in like so. A little bit more writing, a German document, a ledger. And then in the middle, I've attached an envelope in here, so there's plenty of room to journal there. Somewhere to tuck things in here, and also a pocket on the front. For the middle of the seam, I've added a camera and a globe, just to make the strings a little bit more interesting. And then we get on to the other end of what we've already seen. So another ledger, some more paper. You might recognise some of this paper if you've been around the scrapbooking world for a while. It's been in my stash for some time. Another German postage ephemera and a letter, again, which I have no idea what it says. And another little pad with a bit of lace on the top, just to pretty it up a little bit. The other side of that book with the pocket on the front and the tags to finish off and write on the back of. Some more texture paste there through a stencil and another text flower. And in here we've just got a couple of tickets and some more little journaling spots. More writing paper, the other part of the doily, a map, more writing space with a German stamp. This also came from the Etsy downloads, and I've popped some more tags and tickets in there, and that just closes up underneath that little sash. And this is the other side of that beautiful lace with the vellum and the buttonhole stitching around the outside, and a couple more smaller writing spots there. And then these are the postcards from Germany pages stuck together on top of the map, and that's the back of it there, which blends quite well, I think, with the back of the cover. So that's the part that Amanda can take away with her, fill up with information, bring back to New Zealand and keep it for safekeeping inside the journal, and be able to refer to it while she does the scrapbooking of her photos from the trip, and all the stories and the information will be nice and safe in her journal. So that's the Traveller's Journal. I'm not sure about the beads. I've left them like that so that we can either stick them down or change them for something else, or leave them like that. But I'll talk to Amanda about that when I give it to her, and I'll also ask her if she would like a writing board included, and I can make that up pretty quickly to include if she does. So that's that project. Now hang on for 5 seconds, because I'll show you the next project that I'm thinking of doing. I have another good friend who is a very good artist, and so on Pixie K Designs YouTube channel some time ago, I watched Kate make an art journal and thought it was such a good idea. I wanted to make one for my friend Karen. So I've been looking for the ideal book, and I found this in a second-hand shop in Rotorua, Atlantis Books, and I thought it was perfect. It's a great size for an art journal, and I know Karen uses all sorts of papers, so I can include lots in there. But the sketches in here I thought were really cool. So I'll be able to use some of these pages back in with other papers to form part of the art journal, and other ones I think I'll include in RAKs that I send out to people in the near future. So that's my next project, and I thought what I might do is turn the camera on for each stage. The first will be something on the cover, so that you can see that the cover's quite plain. So I need to do something with that. So that will be the first thing I do, I think, and that will be up on the channel at some point. So keep an eye out for that. And I'd love to have you come along and watch how I put that together. Hopefully it will work all right. Alrighty, so that's my next project. And tomorrow I'll give this to Lynda and hopefully she'll like it. Happy crafting, everybody. Thanks for watching.